Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Before we get really started here, I'm calling on the Ashtar Command and the Christed Beings of Light to put a protection on encounters always. Before we get started with our program, we call on the Ashtar Command and the Galactic Forces of Light, the Christed Beings of Light, to protect this broadcast, protect the whole region that we're in, and that our spaceship is 10,000 miles above the studio broadcast tonight. So we're putting a protection in as we start our show. And we did a clearing to make sure all energies were clear in the studio here. We want to welcome everybody here. Pearl SJB 750, Ashe, good to see you. Laura J, I think it's Zorad, Mortify, Jan, good to see you. I am Heather. Let's see, Joe G, Mr. Sporty, good evening. Gregory, Reese, William Holmes, That Guy C, Andrew Robinson, welcome. Sporty, good evening. Gregory, Reese, William Holmes, That Guy C, Andrew Robinson, welcome so far, everyone I'm seeing. Welcome to the show. And this is the most talked about, #1 spiritual UFO talk show on TikTok on a Saturday night. And we're doing good. I hope you all are around the world, wherever you may be. Another coming up. And of course, the spammers. I hope you all are around the world, wherever you may be. Another coming up. And of course, the spammers are trying to get. I don't know what's going on with TikTok, but I know they're spammers. So I'm just declining them. You might see that. Welcome, everybody. Shark 3.0 page. Hello, page. Jew or something. Baji, welcome to the show. Baji, Pearl 733. Karen Stevenson, welcome. And as we're just getting started, we like to welcome in all our viewers. David Masker, user 155, welcome to the show. Coco 1961, David Masker, thanks for joining us. And everyone, Fred something, Laura J, thanks for the likes. User 155, thanks for the likes. Look 1967, welcome. Hey Paige, user 155, thanks for the likes. Marinee, peace, love, and light. Butterfly Angel, that's a great name. Welcome to the show, Butterfly Angel. Nancy Lesek, welcome to the show. AT something, David, welcome to our show. Thank you for joining us, all the people coming in here. Virginia, hey, welcome to the show. Virginia, Lotus Love, I love that name, Lotus Love Healing. Good evening, Jules Z. Good evening. Good to have you with us, Jules Z. Jim, good evening, Jules Z. Good evening. Good to have you with us, Jules Z. Jim, Joe Johnson, the something blue kin or something. I'm goofing up here, but good to have everyone coming in here. We like to do, hey, pets something. Daniel Luke, welcome to the show, Daniel. Good to have you all with us coming in. We're just saying Cindy Marie. We're trusting Bobby Rocks, the man that goes all over the world busting the matrix. Hey, Bobby Rocks. It's just a beautiful. Hey, Clifford, good to see you. The man with the beard. Peggy, good evening, Peggy. John Olson, welcome to the show. Catherine Lee, good to see you, Catherine Lee. The St. Osbury, how you doing, St. Osbury? Laura J, let's see, I'm trying to catch names. ATL Bro, welcome to the show. Carlin Monahan, welcome, Carlin Monahan. I love all of you. Light and love to all. St. August, hey, thanks for the roses, man. Deborah, welcome to the show. Hey, Jim, hello, how you doing, Jim? Chesno, good to have Chesno with us, and we've been doing our thing here. And, hey, good to have you with us, Chesno. Rain, greetings, Rain. And we have no snow, Rain, so that's good. It was sunny out today. We had a little bit of snow tonight. We went out having some seafood tonight in Connecticut. We had seafood and we had baby back ribs for dinner. It was a beautiful night as we drove to the coast and it was like this random thing of snow coming down. And then it was a beautiful night as we drove to the coast, and it was like this random thing of snow coming down, and then it eventually stopped. Hey, Julie, welcome to the show. CT, welcome. Good to have everyone coming in here. Watching all the names. Waco Gal. Julio, welcome. Hollis, welcome to the show. I'm just looking at all the people coming in here. We like to acknowledge as many. Mike Hunt. I got a hat for baseball. There you go. It will be a great evening, Williams. We're glad you're here. Hey, Chesno, thanks for all the gifts. And we're just getting started. TC6157, Coastal Cosmonaut. Hey, good to have you with us, Cosmonaut. Edwin Pumps 3. Jerk of a lot. Thanks for the likes. Hey, Storm. Pearl, thank you so much. St. Augustine. Boy, we got rose battles happening here. Chris, welcome to the show, Chris. Larry Pitoff. I think it's Larry Pitoff. Annie, good to see you, Annie. Thanks for the likes. And we're just kind of enjoying all the good people here. Laura of One. Larry Pitoff, thanks. Etheric Mystic. Hey, good to see you, Etheric Mystic. Spites, welcome to the show. I have a feeling we're going to have a really hot show tonight. It's one of those feelings you get, you know? Hey, Mary, welcome to the show, Mary. And let's see. Reb, welcome, Reb, to the Hey, Pearl, thank you for the heart puff. We can use some puffy hearts, you know? Those are really important. Puffy hearts are good because you can just lay on a puffy heart and it's just like real comfortable. So puffy hearts are good. Hey, Galactic Overlord, welcome. Feel it in your bones, yes. The Commander sending you spiritual crystal love. Yeah, good to have that for sure. The Commander's been working on the physical aspects of body for the last 2 weeks. Pearl, good to see you. Thank you for the helmet. Oh, wow, we appreciate that. St. Osbury Society, thank you, man. We definitely appreciate Sally Salamander. We appreciate that. St. Osbury Society, thank you, man. We definitely appreciate Sally Salamander. Good to have you with us, Sally Salamander. Mary Weather, good to see you. Hope you're doing well out where you are. You know, today I finally said I had it. I've had this thing with my lower back and my leg for the past week and a half. And I finally said, I'm done. Okay, good to see you with us. Thank you. I felt good in the night's helmet. So I've been like, when I'm not on, I've been doing a lot of work. I might have pulled a muscle or something about a week or so ago. And I'm just like, I'm done. I said to Christ, I said to my Christed beings of light and the Ashtar Command, I said, man, you know, this has got to go. I said, I'm done with it. It's done. And good to see you, you know, and I'm just done because I'm not going to have that happen anymore. Ronald, good to see you. Linda Lou, welcome. Hey, young Skywalker. May the force be with you, young Skywalker. Robert, welcome to the show. Alan, welcome to the show. Pena Pops, welcome to the show, Pena Pops. Young Skywalker, may the force be with you. And that's true, may the force be with you. Kelly Lee, hey Kelly Lee. Good evening, Linda Lou. So many beautiful people. Green Bean. Green beans are good. Firefly, welcome to the show. You're going to light up the house, Firefly. You're on Encounters, everybody. The number one, I think Marlon Robinson, welcome. Hey, Venus, good to see you. Good evening. What's real? What's not real? That's the name of the person, What's Real. I like that. I hate everybody. No, you don't. You love everybody. Luis Rivera, welcome to the show. Rabid, welcome to the show. PSTEB something, welcome to the show. Bell's Crypto, welcome to the show. So we're just getting started here. Cinnamon Spice and Everything Nice, welcome to the show. Ryan Schmidt, welcome to the show. Young Skywalker, we got, let's see who's coming in here. Jeff Packard. Hey, Jeff. Everyone finding our show here, welcome. You're guided to the #1 UFO talk show on social media. Not even on national media like CNN. They won't even have it. Because if we're on CNN doing this show, we'd actually bust the matrix. They can't have that. Hey, Chill, welcome to the show. This is Hey Tee, thanks for the likes. So we're just getting started. Compan something, Amelia von Frankenstein. We got Amelia von Frankenstein in here? That's amazing. Amelia. Welcome to the show, Amelia. I think, trying to catch all these names. They're going so fast. All I can say is, welcome everyone that's coming into the show. Hey, Shelley Harrison. Rose-Suri. Just a lot of people coming here. Texas Boy 1974, welcome. Gatilio, welcome. Applauser, welcome to the show. Jay, welcome to the show. Heather Mogg, welcome to the show. Wahid, welcome to welcome everybody coming in. Cherry Season, Star Runner, Infinite, welcome to the show, Star Runner. Meat Wagon. We have a Meat Wagon in here too. Wow. We got all kinds of people in here. You know. Good evening. Hey, Rachel, thank you for the J. Rachel, thank you. And we haven't even started yet. I'm somewhat of a comedian, although the things I talk about are serious. I have always had a sense of cosmic humor. So bear with me. You never know what I'm going to do here. I'll keep people on their toes most of the night because you never know what's going to be spoken here. But it will be. There'll be some things I'm going to get into. I was studying some things here. I was concerned about something. And it was regarding nuclear. Hey, Jane Brown. Hey, James Merck. Hey, David. Good to see you. It was articles regarding last Wednesday, the talk of the Russians sending up nuclear missiles to destroy satellites. So I'm going to start with that only for the reason that I connect it with a galactic meaning. So there will be a galactic meaning on this. I did some really quick research late this afternoon. Finally, for some reason, I sat down looking at all the news articles from all over the world regarding this. Yes, that's correct, Tresno. Absolutely. But there's nothing that's going to happen. But I'll put it this way. There was something that was leaked out about the Russians sending up missiles, nuclear missiles, to knock out satellites. Yeah, Commander Missy is now in another room sleeping. She might come out later, but she's sleeping. But anyway, just to make this a quick point, when I did the research, I was concerned. I said, this doesn't sound right. But everything that crossed over it, all the different stories I was reading, I was getting, wait a minute, there's something not right here. But this ability to knock out satellites with nuclear missiles has been around for a lot longer than we even know. But it's never going to be used. Because after I looked at all the research, whatever leaked out was based on some government or some information that wasn't accurate. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go on live and at least let people know there's nothing like that that's going to happen. And I will say this. If any country uses nuclear weapons to knock out satellite systems, those nuclear missiles will be totally non-operational by the Ashtar Command. They will totally make sure those weapons never get off the ground. Those weapons, the electronic systems will be shut down. If there's any attempts ever, just to let everybody know, if you read any of the articles about this from last Wednesday, not going to happen. Won't be allowed to happen. First of all, if it did happen, it would affect a vibrational frequency that would have disrupt the universe. It's never going to be allowed. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you. So I had to get that all cleared up because I know some people don't know about this. I'm tuned into everything and even this kind of stuff. So when I see stories like that, I have to go and do some research and let people know things are going to be okay. Hey, Diana, thank you. John Carew, Dale Harvit, thank you for joining. Katie, welcome to the show. Kimberly alike, thank you for joining us. Daniel Luke, thanks for joining us. Shane O, welcome to Encounters. Soy Cosmos something, Amity Sage, welcome to our show. And Betty, welcome to the show. Floyd Mountain, welcome to our show. Encounters, Gregory, welcome to Encounters. GC Mama, welcome to our show. Everybody out there, wherever you are, And so we're going to get into interviews tonight. I have a video. Let's see here. Where is it? Don't tell me I have to reopen it up here. Okay, we're going to show you this video in a minute. Well, actually in a little bit. This comes from the Pentagon, and this video is from the Defense Media Activity, January 15th, 2023, undisclosed location. And people might have seen this, maybe not. It says it was, the date posted was April 19th, 2023 of last year. January 15th of 2023, this video was, and they did video analysis of it. But the weird thing about the website of AARO, which is the government website of the Pentagon, regarding UFO activity or UAP activity, is there's nothing current. I mean, it's really strange. They started this website last year, the Pentagon, to research UFO and UAP activity, or whatever you want to call it. And there's not been any real new data that I know of. I looked at the site. I said, where's all the new updated stuff for the month of December or January 2024? There's just nothing. They made this big hoopla about this website. And if you go there, you'll find stuff they posted when they first opened it up. There's absolutely, unless I'm wrong, I don't see anything new. It became silent. Yeah, Tiffany. Absolutely silent. Nothing. So that kind of bothers me, that you have a website by the government. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like here. Let's see, go to the home page. When you go to the home page, it tells you, it says here, welcome to the website of the Anomaly Research Office, all domain Anomaly Research Office, AARO. A team of experts is leading the U.S. government's efforts to address the unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP, using a rigorous scientific framework and data-driven approach. Since the establishment of this organization in July of 2022, AARO has taken important steps to improve data collection, standardize reporting requirements, and migrate the potential threats to safety and security posed by UAPs. So, this is interesting. They say this is crazy. Since their establishment in July of 2022, they have taken important steps to improve data collection, standardize reporting requirements, and to mitigate the potential threats to safety and security posed by UAPs. So just in that comment, they're trying to mitigate the potential threat by UAPs, because UAPs are a threat to the planet Earth. So they're already taking a position, the Pentagon, in that statement. If you go to the website, it's that statement. Their position is they want to mitigate the Pentagon in that statement. If you go to the website, it's that statement. Their position is they want to mitigate the threat of non-terrestrial spaceships coming to Earth. Because let's face it, space people are a threat to the well-being of planet Earth. Really, they really are. Hey, Stella Bella. So that alone, okay, that alone is ridiculous. It says here, we look forward to using this site to regularly update the public about AARO's work and findings. So since they started this thing in July of 2022, I periodically go on here. There's not been anything per month updated in video footage, reports from Air Force people. Where are these investigators within the Pentagon getting all this information? And supposedly they have a thing where you can submit the reports, but they're not even posting the reports. The last time they did anything was when they updated the site, View UAP Reporting Trends. So this trend was from when they first started. Now the trend this is from 1996, November 2023, okay, to November 2023. And it goes into breaking down everything, what it is. TikTok's 2%, triangular 4%. It just goes into this stuff, but there's, it's just really kind of crazy. Now, the other thing is the Mutual UFO Network, which has their own website, had a cyber attack about a week ago. So the Mutual UFO Network, which is really big and has reports coming in regularly from people all over the world, had their website cyber attacked. So the heads of it came on their website and said that they had been cyber attacked and that luckily they were not losing anything when they got cyber attacked. But that was done a couple of days ago to MUFON. If you're familiar with MUFON, they're the Mutual UFO Network. So crazy things have been happening. And, the question, no one will ever know who cyber attacked MUFON. But let's face it, whatever you think about MUFON, at least they are trying to get information from the public. Unlike AARO from the Pentagon, AARO does not do regular reports. They don't have regular video reports. They don't have any regular written reports that are on their website. Unlike MUFON, which does accept reports, when they accept reports, they publish people's stories. AARO from the Pentagon, I looked at it before I came. I looked at it today. I don't see, unless I'm looking at the wrong thing, I see nothing that's new. So the Pentagon people who are running that site, and if they're listening to this show, what are you doing? What are you really doing? How are you projecting your image to the public around the world that you want to investigate things, whatever, scientific or not, and want to project information and be very transparent? Well, I can say right now, AARO, you're not being transparent. I think the whole website is a joke because you're not telling people anything new every day or every month or whatever. There's nothing new there. Where's the submission of reports that you wanted from within the Pentagon, from different agencies, Air Force, Naval Intelligence, and where's all that stuff? Was it like kept in a vault somewhere? You get the information, say, you know what, we did a big blitz in 2022. Everybody was exciting, the hoopla that we had a website, and now we're going to get everyone to just forget about us and calm down and not even think about the subject of UAPs or UFOs or anything. And, we did what we had to do. We did a good public publicity stunt for the media. We had some hearings, and now everyone's going to be just going about their business. That's good. So we'll keep the website up just so people think it's really, something that's actively trying to provide information transparently to the public. Yet, nothing. Nothing. So again, there's no information, nothing new. I'm on the site right now. Okay. I go to their homepage. There's nothing new. They say submit it. It says right here, submit a U.S. government UAP related program activity report. It says they're accepting reports from current or former U.S. government employees, service members, or contractor personnel with direct knowledge of U.S. government programs or activity related to UAP dating back to 1945. These reports will be used to inform AARO Congressional Directed Historical Record Report. The form is intended as an initial point of contact with AARO. It is not intended for conveying potentially sensitive or classified information. Following the submission of your report, AARO staff may reach out to request additional details or arrange for an informational interview. So what good is that? What's that doing? So they want to do all this stuff and keep it quiet, right? That's what it sounds like. They want to get all this information, and some of it's supposedly for future congressional hearings. But what about the public? Forget the congressional hearings. What about us? If you're going to have a website, the people in the Pentagon, shouldn't it be transparent where we get to see the reports and, Oh, I don't know, we should release this report. It shows a bunch of ETs walking around outside of a spaceship that landed that a U.S. military group saw in the middle of the desert over in the Middle East. I don't know if we should release this to the public. I think that would freak them out. We might just freak them out. We can't release that information, right? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Unless somebody in the government wants to come on here and tell me how transparent that site is. If there's anybody out there who has top security clearance, who knows about the Pentagon UFO website, can you tell me why there's not been any transparency on that website? It only start all this hoopla, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And nothing. Some initial videos, some initial stories historically that were declassified. Absolutely nothing. The Pentagon has 99.9% of things in their vaults that they're not releasing. I guarantee it. Oh, am I amped up here tonight, folks? Am I amped up here tonight? You know? Yes. Okay, Larry, I'll try to look that I know when I get a chance to, probably during the day in the morning when I'm back awake. I'm awake now, but definitely. Space beings might be too. So let's give people a little bit of background here. The star people, what we call the star people, our space brothers and sisters, they come from many, many different planetary worlds. The Pentagon knows this. They will never tell you that, but they do. They've known this for years. They've dealt with all types of extraterrestrial beings, all types of species from other different planetary worlds. The Pentagon knows this. They're aware of it. Hey, Dialis, thank you for the roses. They know this. Plus, by the way, we want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. Okay? So that means everybody needs to chip in. I want everyone to follow each other. And also get into guest interviews. If you wish to be a guest, hey, Lisa, thank you for the high bear. We appreciate it, Lisa. Hope you're doing well. And Cheryl, I'll get into that too. Melissa, welcome to our show. And Abe, welcome to our show. And WE, welcome to the show. So here's what's happening. They know about these different species of extraterrestrial intelligence. And they've known about it for over 70 years. Now, there have been politicians that were involved quietly with disclosure. There was one year in the 2020s in the 2000s, where the Pentagon had quietly been observing UFOs for about 2 months or 3 months or something like that. And then a couple of years later, is when this UFO organization was created. But, tell you the truth, since Project Blue Book, for those of you that lived through the 60s, there was a thing called Project Blue Book, where the Air Force would go out and publicly go to people's homes who had sightings of UFOs and take reports. They went publicly out to get the reports. Dr. Alan J. Hynek, he was in charge of that group in the Air Force to do that. All right? He had been doing that for years until they closed the project up. Now, publicly, Project Blue Book was closed. It didn't exist anymore. They shut it down. They came to a conclusion. That was the public relations, right? Hey, Gramps, good to see you. So they came to a conclusion to close Project Blue Book, and everybody believed that Project Blue Book no longer was being active. What happened is they didn't close anything down. They went underground with it. The whole government operation, the Pentagon, took this whole thing and said, we're going underground with it. That's it. We're doing it this way. We're going to make people think that Blue Book does not exist anymore. And in a sense, it didn't, because publicly we were told it was closed down, right? So now when they took it underground, the preceding years, they've been doing this stuff with the Pentagon for years. The Pentagon's been doing stuff, which includes the Air Force, which is part of the Pentagon, and other agencies have been quietly observing UFOs, extraterrestrial spaceships, people having encounters, I'm sure they're aware of that too. Visitations, I'm sure they're aware of that too. They're not stupid. They know. They have to, right? So the question is now, if people do not demand that the Pentagon get up off the chairs and finally tell us the truth and disclose every single cosmic top secret thing they have, we need to demand the truth. We do. We have every right all over the world, wherever you live. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet. Every single person deserves to know the truth. Boy, am I fired up. You are on the planet. Every single person deserves to know the truth. Enough is enough is enough, And everybody does something during the day. We all do. We get wrapped up in something else going on, family life, whatever it might be, right? We're all human beings. We get wrapped up in something. We do. But even though we are wrapped up in something, we have to take the time to tell, wherever you live, tell your prime minister, the people in your government who are representing your country, that we want to know what they know internally regarding extraterrestrial intelligence and the existence of life in the universe. That's really what it is, right? That's what it is. We're not talking about the existence of spaceships. We know they exist. We know that they come from all over the universe. But to have the governments of the world admit that there are space beings or people visiting Earth and have been in our current lifetime, for them to come up and say to the public, I am sorry to tell you, as Prime Minister of England or President of France or whatever, that for years we've been keeping quiet the existence of extraterrestrial intelligence. And we are now going to tell you that we're going to come up to the truth, release all the documents, and every country's agreed through the United Nations to release all the documents we have, all the videos we have, that we've been monitoring these UFO craft or these spaceships. We also have video secretly kept secret of interactions between government people and extraterrestrial intelligence over the last 70 years. Now, if that scenario were to be activated, I got my apple cider here. If that was to be addressed, I will, JP Star, I'll get to your question here. Address my question above, please. Why are other countries not speaking out about UFOs too? Because they're all connected. I mean, all the governments of the world, JP, talk to each other. The Russians, the Americans, the English, all the Scandinavian, all the countries do. Don't you think that these countries, whether they like each other or not publicly, internally, they're all on the phones with each other. They all know each other. Some countries might be willing to be more open, while other countries might not. It's a sort of an agenda that's been that way for 70 years. Don't tell the public the truth. Any information, keep it secret. That's always been the agenda. Always has been, JP. My daughter's mom works for the government. Hey, Karen. Good evening. It's good to see you, Karen. Let's see here. So it's really important now for everybody watching encounters all over the world to contact your congressional representatives, your senators, and tell them, hey, what's going on here? Or wherever country you live in, your prime minister, the people that represent your specific government where you live, find out in your countries, why aren't they talking about this? Why aren't each country that you live in, why aren't the people that represent you in the national parliament or whatever it might be, how come they're not talking about disclosure? How come they're not talking about the subject? That is the key thing. Hey, Infinite Peace, welcome to the show. Melissa, welcome. Melissa Parker. Jennifer Gabe, Comedy 6, South Pole. LeJune Smith, welcome. So you're watching Encounters. So just to give some people my background, Susan Scarletta. Hey, Susan. I am CmdrAleon, host of this show. I'm also host for 21 years of NPR Pacifica Radio's Cosmic Eye radio show for over 21 years, Ashtar Command Radio, Cosmic Eye. I work within the Cosmic Christ at frequencies. I do workshops taking people off planet, out of their body onto a ship that's as big as the Earth, the golden ship, I call it. These are real experiences where they go out and they come back within an hour or a little bit over an hour and a half out of their body, and they keep a journal of the experiences. I'll be doing those again as we get into the spring here in the U.S. Let's see what else I can tell you here. I'm co-coordinator of the Ashtar Command CE5 group in the United States here in Connecticut. Chesno, who's one of our moderators here, and a few other people in New England, we have a group. We'll be starting our first gatherings here in the United States in April. We'll give you more information on that as we get close. Get into March, mid-March, we'll be producing some video here that'll be on TikTok for you that are interested in participating. And we'll have 2 events. The second one will be in Ledyard, Connecticut, and we'll have Grace, when she's on with us here in our group, talk about that. So there's a lot of stuff that we're involved in here. I've been a contactee since the 60s. I've had numerous what I call UFO or spaceship sightings, different sizes. All my experiences have been positive, not negative. And I also come from Mars. So that's going to blow you away. Oh, he just said he came from... Did I just hear you right, Commander? You said you come from Mars? And I'll explain that. So I have Martian consciousness because I do come from Mars. I am born here, had human parents, but my consciousness is Martian, human, Christ consciousness, and I have been working with a thing called Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command before there was ever an internet with websites. So I've been working with the command on Earth for many, many years. So a little bit of an understanding of my background. Welcome, Dreamwalker. Welcome to the show. Official, welcome to the show. Ricky Bobby 5716, welcome to Encounters. Michelle H, welcome. The Smiley Groucho Marks, welcome. Utah, welcome to the show. Eve Mart, welcome to Encounters. Danny Strode, welcome to Encounters. Payson 46, welcome. Tony 66, welcome. Lucy, welcome to the show. Unity, welcome to the show. Mason, welcome to the show. Good to have all the new people here. Colin, welcome to the show. Sweet, welcome to the show. I just want to say, Eloise, welcome to the show. Andy, welcome. All the people whoever you are, welcome to the show. I'll be welcoming people forever if I keep. Brooke, welcome to the show. We got this. You do. We all got this. We all got this. Grilasa, Maya, I think it's Maya. Welcome everybody who's joining here. You're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. We're here to bust the matrix. So follow everybody. Everybody follow everybody here. Sab, welcome. We're going to do some interviews. If you want to be interviewed about encounters or visitations you've had with ETs, if you want to talk about your latest UFO sightings you've been having, Patrick's greetings, or disclosure, and you're somebody within top security clearance that knows about things cosmically within the government, you can come on here. You have to have 200 plus followers. Ayla, welcome. You have to have 200 plus followers on TikTok to go on audio, 1,000 plus to go on video and audio. And these are the rules of coming on the show, because it is a show. It's not a free-for-all here. No foul language whatsoever. No drugs, drinking, no vaping, no smoking on the show whatsoever, because that can get my show canceled in a nanosecond. You have to be over 18, no kids on the show. And I think that pretty much covers all the rules of Encounters, because we are a show. So we try to keep it at the highest levels on this show. I want to bring Francine, welcome. And so we're glad to have everybody here. So who here has a story to tell? And let me know in a sentence what you want to talk about before I even bring you on the air. Please tell me where you're from and what your topic is related to Encounters, either UFO related, disclosure related, or specifically if you've had visitations by various types of extraterrestrial intelligence. Let me know in your sentences here. And if you have over 200 followers, I can bring you on here and we can discuss your specific story. We all like to hear people's stories here on Encounters, and we'd love to hear your stories if you have one. And if nobody has a story, which I don't believe nobody does, I think it would be great to hear them. So that's my big deal. Donna, welcome to our show here tonight on Encounters. And please, we want to get to 100,000 likes. We're at 27.5. It's 11:35. By 12:30 p.m. Eastern, I want to see so many taps on here that we blow the roof off of over 100,000 likes. 100,000 likes. We can do it. I know we can do it. You'll find that I'm very interactive with everybody here. I want everybody to be involved. So whether you are wanting to come on or just want to hang out, if you're hanging out, tap that button, get it tapping, and help us get to 100,000 likes tonight, all right? And also, I just want to say thank you for all the gifts we've had so far. We enjoy your gifts. They help us with the work we're doing. Become a subscriber to I have 31 of 100 subscribers. A subscriber will allow you to subscribe for a month, 2 months, whatever you decide to do. And that will help us raise money for our C5 group for night vision equipment this year. So we're hoping to raise enough money for night vision equipment. When we get the money, we'll be buying the equipment for our group. And we have about 15, 20 people in our New England group. And we'll share the equipment with our members. So we appreciate that. So I'm really surprised we don't have any. There's got to be somebody out there with 160 people here. Out-of-body experience don't meet topic requirements, right? Yeah, out-of-body experiences, unless it's ET related out-of-body, like you went out-of-body and were taken on a spaceship, it would not meet the requirements for discussion, unfortunately. But I appreciate telling us that what it was before. So again, anyone out there, we have 160 people. Out of 160, how many people have had any physical encounters with space people? Anybody out there? So I'm trying to gauge who's out here, what your experiences are. Has anyone had really an encounter? Anyone? Deborah? Lisa? Okay, so I'm going to take a gander with Lisa first, and then Deborah. If you wish to come on, we're going to have you on too. Lisa, you have enough followers. You have 298, so I can get you on audio. And we're going to bring Lisa on as our first guest on Encounters. Deborah, we see you there. We're going to, after we do Lisa, if she comes on, then we'll bring you on. So I like to do usually one at a time, only because I get more in-depth information from the person. So Lisa, if you accept my request, just actually press, I probably can't, when you can, no, Deborah, we'll have you on when you can. I have been contacted, Mark says. So Mark has 56 followers. Everybody follow Mark. He has only 56 followers. We need to get him up to 200. Okay. So I'm trying to get Lisa on here first. I want to get Lisa on here first. Where's Lisa? Let me go backwards here. Lisa, I'm going to press my guest button on my side. You're going to get a guest request. When you get it, Lisa, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. And what part of the planet are you located in?
In Texas.
Great to have you with us on here. Have you been watching our show for a while, or is it the first time?
Oh, I've been watching it for a while.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad you told us a little bit. So tell us when, you're over 18, correct?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. And where and when did you have any encounters? Can you tell us about your story?
There is one specific instance that makes me wonder about what happened. It was about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was Grays, and I'm like wondering, like, why would they take somebody and just why did they bring you back? I mean, I'm like wondering, like, okay, they take you, but why do they bring you back? And so I I believe I'm a starseed, a Pleiadian, and so it was kind of confusing to me why they would kind of like abduct you, but why would they just bring you back?
Hmm. And so, how did you realize you were a Palladian? How old were you when you decided or remembered that?
Probably probably a couple of years ago, through dreams of
Hmm.
where I came from and who I was.
Oh, really? Okay. And when you had those dreams, did you feel you were taken to a planet? Did you meet the Pleiadians?
I had a dream I was coming through like a wormhole, that I
Hmm.
came here through a wormhole.
Ah,
And then,
interesting.
yeah, and what I looked like when I came through the wormhole was kind of similar to what I look like now. Like,
Hmm.
my hair is very, very light, almost white, um,
Yeah.
and I have light eyes, and I'm very fair. And I look like that, but I'm not as tall as I was in the dreams. But my Earth family here were short, so you can't very well put a very tall person with a short family.
Ah, okay.
You have to,
And I've
yeah.
heard stories that the Palladians, Lisa, are tall people. Anyway, they're tall in stature.
Mhm.
Is that would you concur with that? You were in that state of
Yeah.
dream.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Interesting. And the Zeta, you mentioned the Zeta. When was the abduction? When did you get physically abducted?
It was about 2 or 3 years ago, and a lot of it, some of it, I don't remember everything that happened, but it was like they come and got me, and they just like took me like through the ceiling, and how they did that, I don't know. Like, how do they come through physical,
Right.
like a
They
room?
took, so did you say they took you through the ceiling of your house onto the spaceship?
Yeah. How do
That
they
is
do that?
wild.
I don't know how they do that. It's like, um, how they can just come through something like that. But
Right.
then I was kind of confused of like why they would abduct you, but then bring you back. So it was kind of like, if you feel like you're a star seed, you kind of would like to be going somewhere else someday, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, why would these grays come and abduct you, but then bring you back? So I kind of
Right.
felt confused
So
about bringing me back.
so just let you know there's no such thing as grays. They're actually called Zeta. Zeta
Oh,
reticuli is where they come from.
okay.
That's the actual species they are, Zeta reticuli. Although I know people use the word gray, so I usually when I hear that word, I want to give you the actual word of who they are. There are many different Zeta reticuli beings. They're all different. When they took you and abducted you, you're watching Encounters, everybody, the nighttime, late night UFO spiritual talk show. When you were abducted physically, how did they treat you? Did they communicate with you? Did they kind of say anything to you?
I don't remember them
Hmm.
really saying anything to me. They took me, lifted me out, and we went through the roof. How, I don't know, but and then there's a like a gap there of, I don't know exactly what happened while I was
Hmm.
gone, but then I remember them bringing me back, and they just kind of gently brought me back down,
Hmm.
and lowered me down back into my bed where I had been sleeping. But it was
Huh.
like, it was kind of confusing of like, if they would abduct you, why they would bring you back. So I don't know.
Yeah. But in your experience, when you abducted, this is very interesting. With the particular Zeta reticuli that you were, how tall were they? Were they short or tall?
They're short.
They're short.
Yeah.
So when they abducted you through the ceiling of your house, how did they treat you? This is really important to know because I hear different stories that some Zetas are not good, some are,
I don't
good.
know
How
exactly
you
what
were
happened
treated?
once we left and went like onto their ship. I don't remember, but they seemed to be
Hmm.
very gentle and kind.
Interesting. So it sounds like the Zeta that you were connecting with were not the ones trying to experiment and put you on. Did they put you on a table? I heard stories. I used to know a person named Bud Hopkins who hypnotized people that were abducted. I used to meet him at the UFO conferences many years ago. Did they put you? Did you do anything to you? Did they put you on a table or anything to do anything or not?
That part I don't remember. I'm guessing maybe they might have, but I'm not sure.
Do you have any markings when you came back? did you check to see if any markings like you didn't have before on your arm or anything related to the abduction experience?
Hmm. I
Have you checked?
no. Mm-mm.
See, I had to bring that up. Here I am bringing that up. So I'm not trying to scare you anything. I'm just trying to, if
Like
you
if
get a
they
chance,
like if they implanted something.
yeah, like did they implant something in your like implant? I've heard stories about that.
I've wondered
Implants.
that. I've wondered that.
Hmm. Do you
But
feel any different though? Like
mm,
when you came back, do you feel like you have a different consciousness than you did when you were taken, or do you feel the same person you were before?
no, I feel like more aware, more
Hmm.
conscious,
Hmm.
aware that there are a lot of beings and spiritual beings around that we often didn't notice. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of things out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that after that 3 years, have you had any visitations or any? Do you feel like you're telepathic? Do you think you have any abilities since the abduction that you didn't have before?
Um, I believe so, yes. Um, telepathic, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have to talk to someone to
Mm-hmm.
understand what. A lot of times I kind of can sense what they're thinking, what they're up to, things like that, get a sense of a good vibration or bad. And sometimes if I feel a negative vibration, I'll just go the other way. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you didn't have those? You don't feel you do you feel you had those abilities before the abduction or after?
Um, maybe a little bit before it enhanced it. Um, like it was, if I feel like a sense that it was there and
Mm-hmm.
that it just wasn't being optimized, I guess. And now I feel like it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of spiritual beings always around us that we're maybe not aware of.
Yeah. Yes. So that would be true. There are because like you can be walking down the street of a little town or a city, and there can be beings that we cannot perceive. Um, Brim, we'll bring you up in a little bit. We have beings that we can't perceive that are out there. I mean, amongst us, we live in a planet where we see each other, but there could be 10 other different extraterrestrial beings walking right besides us just
Mhm.
because they're vibrating at a different frequency. We cannot
Right.
physically see them. We might feel their energy. And I know there are people watching this show that might have had experiences with ETs that they couldn't see, but they felt their energy, right? I've heard
Mhm.
so many stories about how that works
Right.
because we're slightly on different frequencies. Would you agree that that's probably, have you had some of that experience?
Yes. And
Okay.
at times I wonder, like, did did I shift to a slightly different dimension? Things like that,
Hmm.
I wonder.
Hmm.
Or a slightly different timeline. Something feels really a little bit off and different, like
Yeah.
what's happened. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And now getting back to your connection that she's talked about, Lisa's talked about connections, folks, with the Pleiadians in her dream state. Do you have any current dreams of the Pleiadians that you have connection to, or has that stopped?
Um,
Or do you wish to have more connections with the Pleiadians?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because I feel like Palladians, I feel like, are trying to show the world what it is to be loving and
Hmm.
caring, and
Hmm.
that a lot of times the world seems like a cold place, and I believe that the star seeds were sent here to make people more caring, or
Hmm.
try to make them aware of how they can be more caring and loving of others and
Yeah.
more considerate. Yeah.
Yeah, just let people know the energy in this room is really high. So I right now can tell you if you're in this room, my energy is amped up really high. I don't know if anyone's feeling anything out there, but it's all good. It's just my energy frequency is amped up very high on the show tonight, extremely high. And of course, this we do a Christed protection every time we go on the air on this show now. and we protect the whole show, and the frequency is kept at a very high level. So if you feel anything, let me know. It should be all good energy. We are really protective of this broadcast, especially now. And just to make sure everyone is feeling good out there who are coming in here. The show there's really high amped up energy, and a lot of it's coming from me because I've been amped up. I've been amped up a lot, and so if you feel all this stuff bursting out here, it's all good. Just want to let you know that as you're coming in here, and I can hear amplification of my voice happening. It's not happening right now, but it was. I'm getting used to that. That's another new thing with me, is that amplification of my light frequency is going all over the place. But we are learning how to control that a little bit more. Anyway, back into what we're talking about. So I think, Lisa, if you want to have reconnections with the Pleiadians, and I call that the cosmic dream state, you can do that. Absolutely. When you go to sleep tonight, just center your energies and just saying I'm protected in the Christed light. I wish to reconnect in the dream state with the Pleiadian beings that I am connected to. And if you do that and use the Christ of light always, so no cosmic jokers or any other beings come through, you can reconnect with the Pleiadians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'll try.
Just like a mantra, you say you or Om, you can but always want to connect, put a Christed bubble around your whole frequency of your body, put it all around your home, your condo, wherever you're living, put a Christed bubble of light around you, and then say, I am a Christed being of light. I ask that the Pleiadians that I'm connected to, if you're a Christed being of light in the Pleiadian star system, then you can only connect with me. So this way you keep out all the cosmic jokers that want to connect with your light frequency. Mm-hmm. And you can actually make that connection. So I'm really glad you came on here.
Well, thank you. Appreciate
and
sharing.
And is there anything else in your story that is being left out that we should know about?
There has been something come into my room at night, waking me up.
Really?
Yeah. It's my bathroom door will open, and it had been waking me up by the sound of the door opening, wake me up. And what I did was, because it was happening so much, I snapped a picture one night. I have my phone in my hand, and I snapped a picture of when this happened. The door opened, and it was like a cloud. Looked like a cloud came through.
Wow.
And it was a face, but I did not like the face.
See, it could have been a non-extraterrestrial or something. What you need to do is, I would do some smudging, get some sage and smudge your rooms, and say, if you can say, I am a Christ being of light. I am, and as you sage your room, say, I am now clearing all energies that are not supposed to be here. If you're not a Christ being of light, if you do not believe in God, you are to leave my location.
Okay.
There's all kinds of ways you can do this, but sage is a good thing to do, but not just saging, especially when you're connecting with space people and then some other energies are trying to interfere. You want to kick them out, kick their butt, so to speak. And the way to do that is simply say, I am a Christ being of light. You're not welcome here. Okay. And once they hear that word, if they're not of the light frequency, they have to leave. And you can say, you have to leave. Once you say Christ being of light, I am Christ, they will leave. They can't stand that. No, that goes for lower vibrational ETs and 8 other energies. So get sage at a local metaphysical shop, get some sage, and you can even ask the metaphysical person that you need to sage your rooms to clear out any negative ETs or energy that is coming into your facility. But you also need to always mention that I am Christ. I am a Christed being. Once you say that, that's your protection right there.
Okay.
I'm a Christed being. I'm glad you came on here. I didn't know that part of your story, but I'm glad you mentioned that. So now you know what to do.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Lisa. Well, thank you for being here.
All right.
And we're following you. Everybody follow Lisa. Everybody follow each other. And we're going to bring more people on the show here on Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show, everybody. Lisa, stay with us. And thank you so much for coming on here.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, Lisa was our first guest. I am CmdrAleon. If you're watching the show, please share and like. We're at 39,000. We want to get to 100,000 by 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We're not there yet. I need everybody to participate. That means if you're coming in this show, you can't sit down and fall asleep. I won't let you fall asleep here. You got to stay awake, drink some apple cider, water, whatever it is you got to drink. Coffee, tap, 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 tea, if you want tea. We're going to get to 100,000 likes, folks, on here. So if you're new to the show, welcome. And we will like to do one guest at a time. We want to hear person's stories. Sometimes I'll do multiple guests, but I think it's better just to do one-on-one interviews so you can actually get a better idea of people's experiences. Good evening, Ms. Daniels. Again, if you want to be on the show, you have to be over 18, number one. No kids can be on the camera. No drugs, no drinking, no vaping, and no smoking, and also no foul language. We try to keep this show, just like my radio show, at the highest levels on my professional broadcast background. So we want to keep this as a show, as one of the best shows you're going to see on the UFO subject matter. And it is a show, so we're not on TikTok here arguing with people about whether your cheese is round or your cheese has got holes in it or whatever. We don't do that here. Anna, that's true. It's better to hear everybody out. So welcome, George. Welcome, everybody coming in here. One Toyota, thank you for the roses. Jenny, welcome to the show. If you wish to be a guest now, please, in a sense, tell me what the topic is. Not even cream cheese. That's right, friends. Hey, April. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Nun. So if you want to be a guest, we need to know if you have a visitation story or disclosure information from somebody within the government. And Brim, can you tell me again what it is you wish to speak about, and I'll bring you on here. Brim Kunoa. Hey, David Allen, Guy. We'll have Brim as our next guest. I just want to know the topic. Hey, Paul. Give me the topic again, Brim, because after doing an interview, I don't remember exactly what you wanted to get into. And we're going to see Waco Gal, thanks for the likes. Danny Strode, thanks for joining us again. I'll wait for Brim to give me a sense here as to what the topic is. Visits and more. So we'll bring Brim on. Brim has a lot of people, so Brim, we'll bring you on. Brim, let's see here. And we'll bring you on to talk about that. And again, people, when you want to come on here, we're going to bring different people on here, get their stories. Brim, good evening. Welcome to Encounters.
Well,
hey, Brim, how you doing, brother?
You've never seen me on camera.
Not on camera, but now you have a beard too, just like our friend Clifford does. He's got a bigger beard.
I came on TikTok looking for answers, and I came to you
a long time ago.
Yeah, and you said I was going to be contacted by a higher being. Well, 7 days later, I was on a live with UFO Guru, and and did I have some experiences after that? Thanks to you. Well, I was on a live with him. We were talking just like this. Well, I had my camera off at the time, and I was smoking. So I went down the stairs. I heard a voice. I was sitting there smoking. I heard a voice. It goes, "Hey, come here." I'm looking around. I'm like, "Where's that voice coming from? Where's this woman's voice?" I'm looking around. I didn't see nothing.
Right.
I go, "Dude, what's wrong?" I said, "Did you hear that?" He goes, "Hey, what?" I said, "Did you hear that woman's voice?" He's like, "I didn't hear no woman's voice." I go, "Dude, there's something there." So he goes, "Follow the voice." I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I mean, I'm a big guy." So what am I?
Yeah.
So I walked down the stairs. I looked to the left, and I looked to the right, and I didn't see nothing. And I felt something on the right side of me, like a tug, like some kind of energy, some good light energy coming from that. So I decided I'm going to take that right. So I took the right, and I got some props here to show you of what happened.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I went around the house, and I seen a blue mist. I went to the backyard. And I'm like, I know it's freshly mowed, so I'm like, it smells like grass. Then all of a sudden I started getting real dizzy. I started getting to the back. It started getting real. It's like a heavy fog. And I swear this blue beam come flying straight down. And I'm like, what? And now I'm feeling weak and dizzy. So I'm down to the knee on this phone that I have right here. I had this phone in my hand and I fell down to my right knee. And I'm sitting there going, what's going on? And I'm looking up. This woman walks towards me. She had a blue outfit. She had a blue outfit with gold trim right here, and she had long blonde hair, and she had like really white skin.
Okay.
And I recognized her when I felt her energy before, and I wasn't sure what it was, but later on I find out. But anyway, she walks towards me. She touched me right here. I passed. I woke up.
Passed out.
This was happening 3 o'clock in the morning. I passed out. I didn't wake up until 7 in the morning. I was on the ground.
Did you just hear a beep beep?
Yeah, that was my phone.
Okay, so make sure. Okay, go ahead.
So then I'm like, I went to pick up my phone to see if my phone worked. I was like, oh, my battery must be dead. So I went to plug it up, and I had it in this case right here.
Okay.
Okay, so I picked up the phone, and I went into my room. I went to plug it in. Wouldn't charge. Wouldn't charge.
Wow.
So what's going on here? So I took the phone, and I was like, well, crap, I need a phone. What am I going to do? I can't get on TikTok, and can't do this, can't do that. So I went down, and I took my phone down to the Xfinity store.
Yeah.
The phone was brand new.
Right.
Battery has blown out.
Battery blew out for no reason.
For no reason. The battery had blown out. And the lady asked me, she says, how did you make the battery explode? She goes, you had to have a massive amount of energy. And the only thing that I could think of was when I was holding the phone, she touched me in the forehead. It looked like I was doing a Super Saiyan thing. It's like my whole body was turning white, and it was like a little blue flames coming off, like energy. And I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't gonna tell her. Oh, that's Pleiadian.
Yeah.
So then I noticed I went like this, and she goes, I went like this, and she goes, oh, you're bleeding. I'm like, yeah, I had a cut
bleeding
in my eye. And
you know how that happened?
I still have that cut to this day.
How did it happen?
How? Don't know.
Yeah.
So 7 days later, well, actually, I got home and I decided to walk over there to see what might have caused the scar. So I'm looking on the ground, and right where I was taken, I find this.
What is that? Can you explain that to our audience?
It's a stone. I have no idea what it was and what it is.
Did you have that stone before this event happened?
No, because when I had mowed the lawn the day before.
Okay.
The next night, I went after I got to the phone, and I'm like, well, that was really weird, my phone, so I had to get the phone I got now. So I went down there, and I walked over around the house where nobody could even walk. No one could walk in that part of the yard.
Right.
And this is what I found, right where I was standing. Right where I fell, I found this.
Yeah.
Was sitting right there. And this.
Let's see. What's that? That's a crystal.
This crystal, or whatever it is, was sitting right on the ground where I was taken.
Really? Now that crystal had never been on your property before you were taken out.
None of these things they were right where I was taken. So
can you show the lava crystal? Some of my audience said that's lava. That's from space. It's a lava crystal. Well, that's lava. Well, it's either, if it's lava, it couldn't be from space. It would have to be, if it was put there. You don't have any lava around your property, do you?
Nope. I live
where?
In Virginia.
Where do you live? Virginia. Well, there wouldn't be lava in Virginia on your property.
And if you turn it a certain way, it looks like a dragon head. It's really weird.
Well, I don't know about that, but it looks like it has the part of it that looks white. Have you tried putting it under a blue light and see whether it? Have you brought it to do you have any crystal or rock shops in your area?
I do, but I've kept it hidden because I don't know.
I would go. I'm going to suggest something. At least with the crystal and that other thing, bring it to a rock shop, to a good one. Don't tell them anything about it, and just find out, just pick their brains and see what they think. You really have to do that. That's important.
So,
But go ahead.
then I talked to him 7 days later again. Because you weren't on, I don't know, you were doing something and I couldn't get on to tell you what happened. So
Yeah.
I was talking to Guru again. And he's like, so what happened to you that day? I was like, dude, you wouldn't believe me. And I was telling him. And as soon as I started telling him, he goes, I heard, are you ready to know? Bam! I got a flash of everything that happened within the time I was missing. Because I was gone from 3 o'clock in the morning until 7 in the morning. So I was gone for about 4 hours.
4 hours unconscious, or 4 hours taken off, or you were either unconscious for 4 hours. Okay, I understand how this works, or you were physically taken out of your home for 4 hours. Correct? Yeah. One or the other.
Exactly. So what had happened is when I hit the ground, I was in a ship. It was more like an Orbis ship, and she had things where she looked over, and it was just like a smooth keyboard, and she just put her hand over it and started hitting things, and she says, "Are you ready to go? Are you ready to find out who you really are?" I'm like, my body said spirits, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this so long. And I say, oh, the commander was right. And that's all I could think. The commander was right. Oh, I got to know. So she goes, we looked like we warped or something, like it was like a really weird bubble warp thing. But anyway, we appeared in front of a nebula. It was red, gold, and white. This is important for later on in the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
What it was. So I said, she goes, isn't this pretty? I'm like, yes. So we stopped there. I'm like, this is really pretty. She goes, oh, we're not there yet, but I just wanted to show you this because it was really pretty. And I'm like, she goes, remember this. Just like that.
Oh, she whispers to you, remember this.
And I heard it in my head at the same time. When she whispered it and said it, it was like double. Remember
right.
That. So I'm like,
remember this.
So she goes, let me see your hand. So she held my hand, and next thing I know, we go, we zipped forward again. We get inside the star system that had 3 stars and a bunch of planets, and I didn't know what it was. She goes, you know what? I'm like, what? She goes, you should change your name to Epsilon.
Now, when you were zipped like into warp speed or whatever to where you were with her, did she explain the planet? Can you tell us a little about where that was and what that was about in terms of, for our audience? That's pretty amazing.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I even drew a picture of this years ago. Hold on.
Really? Okay. You're watching Encounters, and Epsilon is definitely a contactee. And I had told him he was going to have a contact a long time ago when he was on my show. And 7 days later, after that time when it happened, he did have a contact with a space woman that actually came to him and took him off planet. So he is what you would call a contactee. Okay. And my cat is somewhere. I hear my cat's out again, so we'll see what happens with Commander Missy. You're watching Encounters. Thanks for coming in here. All the new people, thank you for your gifts. Please gift us. We want to get to 100,000 likes before 12:30. I need everybody out here to tap that screen. Also, follow me. Everybody follow me. Follow each other. We want to get up to 100,000 followers before summer to reach out to more people throughout the media here on the TikTok. We'll go back to Brim right now. Go ahead, Brim.
Okay. So when I seen the star system and I seen the stars and seen exactly where the planets were, I was in shock because the planets I seen were the ones I drew out.
Now, in this drawing, before you were taken for 4 hours and taken out of your home onto their spaceship, did you even have any aspect of knowledge of those things that you drew later on? You had no knowledge of that. You didn't even know about it.
No, when I was younger, I drew, about 15 years ago, I drew this picture. I had it in a dream. I kept seeing these objects and I didn't know what they were. I
Mm-hmm.
kept seeing this, and it felt really comfortable, like it was home, but I didn't know what it was, so I drew it
You want to
out.
show that? Could you show it on the screen again? Like little bit lined up. There you go. A little bit closer to the screen so we can see it. Can you explain though what each of those things represent? You've written down names for each thing. Can you explain that?
Right. This is where we entered. We entered right here. This is this one is called it's called Orion,
Mm-hmm.
the Orion star system. So there was a planet near the Orion star system. And we came through that way, and then we come to a place we called it Avalon. That's what she called it.
And what is Avalon? Can you explain what that is? What she explain what it is?
She did. She just said it was Avalon, and it was kind of it was three planets from what I. It was one planet, and it was split like this.
Okay.
It was dark on this side. It was whitish on this side, and then down here was kind of grayish, earthy kind of look,
Okay.
like that.
So let's go through more of them.
I looked over at this one. It was a complete water world.
Oh, the one that looks like water, the light blue one?
Yes, the light one. And I named it Spirit because I didn't know what else to name it.
Did she say it? Did she say it was a water world to you, or did you already know that?
I said it was a water world. She goes, yes. How did you know? I said, because it's all blue.
Okay.
It's a water world, and there were ships flying around it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, that's really pretty. And then she took me over to this one.
What's
and
that
this one was a reddish, pinkish planet. And I asked her, is there anybody there? And she said, there's a people there, but you might be scared because they're kind of humanish, but a lot of people get scared because of how they look.
Okay.
So we went past there. We went to this place. She said, these people right here are, should I say vampires? Kind of like vampires.
Really? Kind of like that, but they aren't that, but they have a different, they're ETs of a different level or something.
And then this one over here are the
Thank you, Black Beauty.
This one is kind of the wolf kind of beings.
So there are wolf kind of beings on that specific planet?
And this one right here, she called it Bane, which is a wolf planet. This one is like a vampirish planet.
It's a what kind of planet?
Kind of a vampire right here.
Yeah, but they're not vampires, but there's something, that's a word that's used, but they're ETs of whatever they are. And what's that one there?
Sola is it kind of looks like Saturn, but it's more reddish, and the rings are golden. And I was like, well, that's a pretty planet. She goes, yes, and that's where that's where a lot of the spiritual beings are, the energy beings that are on the ship.
They come that planet. Yeah. In this particular part of the universe, because that's, again, we're talking about, folks, a very small portion of the universe. We're not talking about the multiverse. We're not talking about different dimensions beyond that. So we're talking about a specific area that you were taken to on the ship to see all these other things, to give you a better understanding of at least this specific part of the universe within our universe. Go ahead.
And then right here is, I called it Nympha. I don't know if that's what she called it, and that's what I'm going with. Because I named it before I even knew what it was.
Yeah. I just want to say something. Alien Doll, stay on here, Alien Doll. Because after we're done with Brim's story, Alien Doll says 3 UFOs were filmed above Tampa last night. Alien Doll, I want you to tell us that story after we're done with Brim's interview. You're going to come on next on Encounters, so stay with us here.
As fast as possible.
No, don't take your time. You got a story here to tell.
Old Nympha is where humans are.
Oh, which was that? Can you mention that one again?
This was Old Nympha, and this is where there's ancient humans here.
Ancient humans, meaning can you describe what she meant by ancient humans?
Kind of like more civilized, a more civilized version of us.
Like a more spiritual. Hey, Black Beauty, thank you.
Yes. A
more spiritual part of us. Okay.
And now here is my home planet right here.
What's your planet? It's called what?
It's called Nympha. And that planet, when we entered the atmosphere, it didn't shake or nothing. We just went straight down. We landed near We hovered above a fluorescent beach. The tree life was fluorescent. The water was clear as I've never seen a water. It looked like glass, clear blue glass. And you see illuminated sea creatures in the water. And
Really?
yeah, and then she took my hand.
So did she take you? Did you land on the planet? What happened?
Yes, we landed on the planet.
You landed on the planet. So she took you with her. How'd you land on the planet? You landed, or did you?
Bubble came down.
A bubble came down. Okay.
We landed on the bubble on the beach.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. That kind of reminds me of Contact with Jodie Foster, where she was taken and she floated down onto the surface of a beach on this planet. And then in the movie, if you watch Contact, the father, who wasn't her father, told her she had to go back. But in your case, you floated down onto this beautiful planet, and so you're given knowledge. You were taken for 4 hours. You saw all this stuff. You came back. You've been able to drew the description of these planets. That's pretty amazing.
There's a lot more to it.
Oh, I know there is.
So then she takes my hand and she says, "Are you ready to see your people?" My people?
Right. You're going through this now. She's saying, "Are you ready to see your people?"
She held my hand. We walked up a little hill and looked over an embankment. We looked down. It looked like a giant crater was in the ground, and you could see technology cities and cars flying around and ships going here and there and everywhere, like something out of a sci-fi novel. I couldn't believe.
Did you get to meet some of the people that were in that city, or you were just not allowed to do that, or what happened?
Oh, I'm getting to that. So then, as I'm standing at the bank and I look down and I see different energy beings. They're all energy.
Energy beings.
Humanish. Somewhere I couldn't really make it out because it was kind of far away.
Right.
And some of them had different kind of energy. I go, "Why are they different colors?" She goes, "That's because of the energy they're producing and the vibration level that they're at and the frequency that they're at. That's why they're at a higher and at different colors." I go, "Well, what's up with those ones, the ones that don't have the energy?" She goes, "They choose to evolve into that." And that kind
so
of
some are physical like you and me, and some are energy beings that are physically male and female, but they are of a vibrant energy form, correct?
Yes.
I understand that. Does everybody understand that who's watching this? That's pretty interesting.
So then she says to me, and then I tried to walk over it. She stopped me like this. She goes, "You can't yet, because that's going to interfere with what you have to do in on Earth." And I'm like, "Okay." So I started to walk back, and she says, "You will be back here. Your time on Earth is for a short time, and that is your last incarnation on this planet, on that planet there."
Wow. Interesting.
And
wow.
I was like, "Okay." So she said a bunch of other stuff. She grabbed my hand. We went up into the orb, and we went back up into the thing and took off. Well, and then ever since then, I've had dreams and visions of Pleiadians coming here. They're trying to hand me orbs, this and that, and I said no. I didn't want to take the orbs. I've had 3 of them with different color robes come up to me. The first time I said no.
Really?
The time they came up to me with a bigger orb, trying to hand it to me, I said no. The third time they tried to come up to me, they handed me with a bigger orb. I said no. And then the 4th time they tried to hand me an orb, I took the orb, and then I held it and I glowed.
Can you tell us about the orb? They came physically back to your house and wanted to give you these orbs, correct?
Yes, that was about two months later. The 3 Pleiadians. Someone said they were the sisters, but I don't know what the sisters are. I hear about them, but I'm not sure. They said it was the sisters, and I don't know. One came at me with a small orb. It was a little round one, about the size of a baseball at first. They tried to hand me a orb, and there was light coming out of it, and I'm like, "No, I didn't want it, so I'm like, no, no. And then about a week later, they came out with another one. This one was even bigger. It looked more like a softball, and they tried to hit. And I was like, no, 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 no.
Let me ask you a question. And we're talking to Brim, who's a contactee. And when I say the word contactee, he had physically been taken for 4 hours out of his home by a woman, a space woman, and for 4 hours was taken to a lot of different places within our universe to a specific area, and then he came back. So the question is with this orb thing, I find it really interesting. Now we're talking about orbs that have to do with extraterrestrial intelligence. So can you tell us, do you have any knowledge of what this orb would have been? If you take the orb, what is the purpose of the orb they were giving you? I think our watchers, people watching this, probably would want to know that.
Well, when it got to the bigger, after the third time of them trying to hit me orbs, the fourth one, I felt that I had to take this one because the energy that I was getting was, you need to take this orb now. I had that feeling. I could hear the voices more majestic and more pure of light saying you need to take the orb. So I took the orb. And when I did, I ended up I felt more empowered, more knowledge seemed to have came to me. And I became more.
Did they explain to you the purpose of the orb? I would think, did you ask them, what is the purpose of this orb? Like, you're giving me this thing and you're from another planetary world. What am I supposed to do with the orb, and how does the orb affect me as a human being, or anything like that? Did you ask them?
Well, I asked her, I said, well, what does this do? And she just reached it out and handed it to me. It came to me. And then when it did, I don't know, I just felt more power, more energy coming through me, more aware, more awake, more able to sense things. And I'm able to see more stuff. I really don't explain it, that's what it was, and I didn't know. So it just disappeared inside of me, and so I'm like, okay. So I went. I was with a group, and we went into California, and on the way back, I was feeling really low and depressed at the time, and I'm like, I look up, I say, God, if you're there, please come down. Show me you're there. The Uber driver looks over and goes, Did you just see that? I'm like, see what? He goes, did you notice a UFO just right there? I'm like, no, I didn't.
Spaceship. Yeah.
I took my camera out. I tried to film it, but we were going 75 miles an hour down the highway. So
So
I took 3 pictures of the UFOs that were out there on my TikTok.
Wow.
They were so. And then after the ship went off and we got too far away, I heard the voice go, I hope that was pleasing to you now. You know you're not alone. You're never alone.
That was the same woman that took you on the blew out space shoot. Okay.
So then last week, I sat here and my friend, he wanted to use, them ghost apps and try to get a hold of spirits and whatever.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
So I went and got a new app. He's on one app. I'm on a different one. 2 different phones now. We had 3 phones working. We had 3 different apps on 3 different phones. We're sitting here and we're talking to some spirits. It seemed more good, more holy because my body was tingling and I felt like.
Just to let you know, Brim, I also teach people to stay away from spirit stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting to that, and I was like, well, it could be bad. And I said, well, he's like, no, I don't think so. So then, to top it off, anything there was nothing negative about it. It was all positive stuff that was coming from it. On all 3 apps, it said the same damn thing. And then I was sitting here, I heard, we're here. Right standing at this door.
Yeah.
There was 3 beings standing here. I was like, do you see them? He's looking at he's like, see what? I go, do you see them standing right there? He's like, no, I don't see anything. I'm like, dude, they're standing right there. I'm like,
now, can you explain to our viewers here watching Encounters what the three beings were. Were they space people? What were they? They were space people.
Yes.
How come you couldn't see them?
I don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. I really don't know. They were standing right there.
Okay.
And when they're standing there, my body was going. I could feel the energy going through me. Every hair on my arm had stood up, and I'm looking right, and I'm like, "You got the phone near her head," and on all three apps it goes head. And he's like, "What in the hell?" And I'm like, "Dude, she's standing right there," and it was two Pleiadians and a bigger, looked like an angel behind them, those two, and they're looking right at me, and they're smiling and nodding and like, kind of doing like signals and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, they're staying right there. They're looking. I'm like, can't you see them? I thought I was losing my mind because I'm seeing it there.
And what were they? Brim? What were they wearing? And when what were their outfits looking like to you?
Okay. The first one, she had a blue outfit with gold trim. There was a taller one. She almost looked like a tall white. She was tall. She had like no hair, and she had a white dress with gold down here, and she kind of looks like the one on one of my videos. That's why I got that video. And then there was a taller man here. He was maybe about up to a little higher than the door, and he had golden skin. He had golden skin. He had kind of really deep blue eyes.
Yeah.
It looked like he was kind of glowing. His skin was glowing kind of. He had a white outfit on. He had a complete white outfit on. And it was.
Did they tell you, Brim, just for people watching this is an incredible contactee story. And to just give you a background, Brim had come to me a long time ago on my show for the first time. And I told him he was going to have contact, right, Brim? I told you we were going to have contact. I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know that anything. I just knew that you were going to be contacted by star people. And we're going to continue on with this. I think they were all three of them from different planetary systems. I think they're all from different planets.
You come to find out, I got on TikTok about a couple of days ago when I was talking to somebody and I was telling my story. And Beth Ramsey got on my live and said to me, I started describing, you know what she did? She looked at the star chart. She showed me exactly the nexus. She showed me exactly where that nebula was. It was the exact same. On the original star chart, showed me the exact location of that nebula. It was the same exact nebula that I had seen.
Wow!
And then,
see, folks, that's amazing. Go ahead.
She went straight back. She said, "What did she say? Epsilon." She goes to the Epsilon star system, and exactly what I said was right there.
Wow!
It's on my
That's amazing.
YouTube. You can see it. I was blown away. I didn't know what to say. So,
yeah, what can I tell you? When you were on my show, I told you were going to have contact with star people. That's the one thing people have to understand about me. Also, Epsilon knows this about me too, as some others have found out. I have because I'm not from this planet. I come from Mars, and I came here to do mission work. And some people say, okay, I think I understand what you're saying. I get people to come in here saying, did he just say he came from Mars? But I tell people, yeah, I came from Mars, but I'm human. My consciousness is Martian, Christ consciousness, Ashtar Command. I've been working with the Ashtar Command off planet before I came here. I've been with the Ashtar Command before there was any internet websites existing, before there was an internet. I was working with the Ashtar Command. So, so go ahead, continue on.
The coolest part about this is, if you look at where the Epsilon star system is, we have guides that are draconian. The draconian planetary system is right above Epsilon. I've had the Andromedas visit me as a guide. They're right beside the Epsilon star system, and just below that is where I've said before that I said that there was a star system that my people had colonized that's coming closer to Earth, and it's a Kepler star system. Is where they got the Dyson there and where it is, and guess where that is? Right between Earth and that star system is right where the Kepler star system is.
Right.
The Kepler star system is the Epsilon star system from Earth is 10.5 light years.
Interesting. Now, you never knew this before you were taken on that ship when I told you were going to have contact. See what happens, folks? This is a true story, and he's sharing everything. You're completely activated and remembering every detail of what happened. Now, if you didn't have this experience, you couldn't remember specific dates, locations between star systems. It's like you were given all this information, which is amazing. Black Beauty, thank you for the gifting. Excuse me.
And I would say I'm a skeptic, but you can't be a skeptic when you have too many ironic things that
Right.
I'm a skeptic in everything, but I don't believe anything unless I see it.
Or experience it. You experienced it.
But I've been always trying to find, is there some reason why this happened? Is there any logical explanation? And you can't, there's no logical explanation, but it happened. There's no way to logically put this into play in any logical, philosophical way in a human sense.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's no way. And I'm awed by that because I'm always a skeptic. I want to know, and I always investigate.
Yeah.
You just can't. When you see all this and you witness all this and you've got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, really.
You just said when you're from. I'm told I'm a dragon spirit.
I don't know about that. You're definitely a star. Your spirit beyond Earth is not dragon. You are a space being.
Yes.
To get there's some distortions in frequency. So I'm going to tell you right now because I know I can read your energy. You're from one of the star systems where those people are from. Where that woman's from, you're connected with those people. You're no dragon. You're a space being. So focus on that woman and ask her, because she knows you. She knows you for a reason because you're connected with them. They don't come to you unless you are connected with them. That's why they came to you, the star people. You're very much not even a dragon. You are a star being. But you are just like this. You're in human form. You were given information. Your mind consciousness exploded with information galactically now. And you have a story to tell, which you're telling. You've been downloaded and remembering every detail of those 4 hours that you were taken on that ship.
That's not the only thing. There's more. There's a lot more. We don't have enough time for all that. But I'm just saying there's a lot more.
I know there is. We're going to have to have you on for another show. I want to get that woman with the 4 UFOs that happened over in. First of all, before you even go, is the woman who talked about 4 UFOs tonight over Tampa, Florida? Are you still here? The woman that was saying there were 4 UFOs that were over. We'll keep you on, and we can have this other person on with us if she's still here. If she's not here, we're going to continue on with the story. I want to know if the person that's in Tampa or the Tampa area, something about 4 UFOs over Tampa, Florida. I think we continue with this story here. I think she might not be here, so we want to continue on with this story. I think the audience would like to hear more of it. If I'm getting the gauge of the vibration of the people viewing this here, so continue on.
So, as time progressed after that, she always comes to me in my dreams, or sometimes I hear that voice and I get them downloads, and a lot of the downloads is stuff from other lives that I've been through and other things that I'm now being told and I'm aware of. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like sometimes I feel like, why me? Why I don't want this. I don't want all this. And I'm like, I just wanted to be normal like everybody else, and apparently I'm not going to be.
Well, that's okay. In this room, throw normal out the window on encounters. There's no such thing as normal on encounters, so you're good.
Be a normal person. I didn't want all this. I mean, I've been experiencing this stuff since I was a kid. I mean, and that the funny part about this is that Pleiadian girl that came down in front of me. She's been there. She's the one who saved me when I was younger. When
So this woman, this Pleiadian woman, so you've had a connection with them all your life. You see.
and I didn't notice. I didn't pay attention. I was ignoring them.
Yeah. You see. Well, you have the right to do that too. We'll ignore things, right? You know, I can tell you from my experience, Epsilon, you know, I went quiet about my experiences when I was younger until I became an adult. And then I started going back into my experiences and remembering them. And then I found out that I was here for a purpose, just like now, you know, you're here for a purpose. And you try, you know, we're humans. We try to ignore these things because we want to have what we call a regular life, right? Everybody, you want to have a regular, well, maybe you don't want to have a regular life, but you try to have this regular life, right? But, you know, you can't ignore it. I mean, just like I can tell you, and people don't know this, but certain things are going to be happening soon that once I get more knowledge of this, I'll share it on the show. But certain things are going to be happening soon, and things that I have never felt in my physical form, vibrationally. I am feeling intense energies now that I've never felt in 30 years. You know.
No, I don't have a wife. I haven't had a wife since 2007. I've been
okay.
And I've seen somebody say probably his wife. No, I don't have a wife. I have a son, and I haven't been with anybody in 15 years. But anyway,
no, and first of all, if your wife was coming back in a spacesuit, you would know it was your wife. I'm sure. You know.
And to this day, you know, I've had premonitions about the future, and I've said them to you a bunch of times.
Yeah, sure you have.
And one thing now, and let this be recorded, that I'm telling you this year, something is going to happen that's going to change the earth forever. I've had this dream since I was 5 years old, and this is when it all started. There's a man on the newspaper, and it's a USA Today paper. He's waving with his hand. There's a silhouette. It says 2024, and it has to be a long month because I've tried to, every time I go back to that image that I keep seeing, it's a longer month. I'm not sure if it's November. I'm not sure if it's September, November, or December.
Right. Well, there's definitely, you're right on the money about 2024 now. As we get into that, and let's go on that stream of thought for a minute, Brim. So my contact in the DOD, when I asked her last year, does the Pentagon know about 2027? And she said, yes, they're aware of 2027. And that question was based on intergalactic contact on a massive scale with our planet. This is all not channeled. This is all direct information. I don't channel anything here. We don't have any channels here. Any information I give you on encounters is accurate information, everybody. Okay? All right? And forget the presidents, prime ministers. Forget about the politicians. They have nothing to do with this whatsoever. So don't put your hopes in some politician or prime minister. That's the problem for 70 years. No matter what country you live in, throw it out the window. They're not your saviors. They're not going to be disclosing anything. This is what's going to happen. 2027.
The things that I know, and I've been experiencing since I was younger. I had an ex-girlfriend when I was 15 years old, and I got her pregnant with a kid. Mm-hmm. She decided to go in the military instead of working with the government, and occasionally she sends me secrets. So, yeah, she sends me random emails from phones and stuff telling me certain stuff and everything. But I'm not trying to out anybody. Just slip the information in here and there because I can't really tell because she's got that NDA. And some of the stuff that she tells me, it's crazy.
But what I tell you, Brim, is if I say this to you and you don't have to, I already have disclosed information from the Pentagon, from my contact. So 2027 was the original timeline and the Pentagon knows this to be true. The reason why they have a UFO organization in the Pentagon, not because they want to disclose anything, they want people to stop thinking about it. So they thought that the psychological effect is we'll have a UFO group called AARO in the Pentagon for anomaly UAP phenomena. And I talked about this when I came on tonight on my show to the website that they have. I've seen no new information, month-to-month information, no new video footage from any branch of the Pentagon, from anything from the military to naval intelligence, nothing. Okay? But I know that in 2027 was the timeline for a vast amount of spaceships coming from all over the universe that are coming to Earth. They're coming towards Earth. So if people don't believe this, I'm telling you this because I think you understand this, what I'm saying. They are coming. The timeline has moved up. You talked about 2024. Let's go back into your 2024.
There is something that I know that was confirmed by her, that when I was, one of the times I was taking, I was above Earth, and they're all right there around there. They're all there. They're all out there. We just can't see them because they're cloaked.
Right. They're cloaked. That's right.
I've seen the ships. I've seen what they look like. And it's funny because I've never seen a gray or a tic-tac or a triangle or a round one UFO, honestly, but I don't know why. I'll see these other ones. But anyway, I've seen a lot of ships out there, and there's a lot more out in the universe than you realize. We just can't see them because they're cloaked under because of the sun. The sun they have a machine that cloaks them.
Yeah, the sun definitely affects the cloaking too as well, yeah.
That's where the Watchtower Command is, and that's where the Celestial Council is. They're sitting right out there. I've seen the ships. I've seen the Golden Ship. You ever see the Eve ship? There's an Eve ship out there, and that's where the Celestial Council is. There's a huge crystal ship, and that's where they are, and I stood on that ship.
And there's 7, and Brim, you might know this, I've told people on the show, there's 7 big spaceships that are strategically located in our Earth time, current Earth time. They've been there for a long time, but in current human history, for over this time I've lived, these ships are strategically located around in the outer atmosphere, 50,000 miles beyond Earth's atmosphere, and you'll always see them. When you see them, they'll blink. They'll have a multicolor to them. They'll start blinking. It's not like a star blinking like a white star. These are multicolored blinks. So when they multicolor blink, and some of you in the audience might have seen them, those are huge spaceships that are right strategically located in 7 different parts outside of our atmosphere, about 50,000 miles beyond Earth. But you can see this, they're not stars, they're actually spaceships.
There is beings to come from the future. That's all I can say about that. But yes, there is a lot of ships. When the window I was looking out of and the perspective that I had, there was 7 ships, a giant crystal one, a big round one that looked like a donut with civilization, like plants and trees and stuff like that. It was kind of like a round donut looking one. There was a big golden ship. Everything was massive, and then there was a big silver one. It was big silver seamless ship. There was a big golden ship. Then there was a big crystal ship, a round donut looking one. Then there was a big...
Yeah, I've heard of the donut type ships. Those are another classic example.
Kind of like a Subway sandwich. It was a big long, and it had like a bottom to it.
Yeah, a lot of the ships that Brim's explaining, people have to think out of the box. In the 3D mindset of we understand ships like NASA ships, space station ships. Now understand, spaceships from other planetary worlds do not exactly fit what your brain wants it to fit in. That comes from the 3D mindset of what a ship should look like. What Brim is talking about is when you open your consciousness, folks, to the idea that ships do not look like this pencil-shaped or whatever, that there are ships that can change form, ships are translucent, ships that can do things that are so advanced that are not based on electronic technology, but beyond any of the understandings you have of the way ships work out in the universe. And I think, just giving an example, if some of them sound kind of weird the way he's describing it, understand that's coming from a 3D mindset of what you believe ships should look like. Throw that out the window, because when the ships do start showing up and decloaking, they're not going to look as you think they should look, and they never will.
And when I talked to the lady in the Celestial Council, which is one of my guides, her name's Epi, she said that there's a lot more going on that planet. There's so much going on with Earth, because Earth is a very unique and special planet. And she says, you want a little bit of history? I'm going to tell you right now. Earth wasn't here in the beginning. It was a planet called Tiamat, and another planet came here and smashed into it. That's why you're going to start finding items here that are older than Earth, is because it's two planets that merged into one.
They merged into one, and so there's ancient star relics and things on Earth that will be found. They are finding them now in archaeologists that are involved in this.
And some of them beings are in the center of the Earth right now.
Well, we call that the inner Earth, the shallow Earth, or the hollow Earth. There are very advanced civilizations within the Earth. There's also an atmosphere within the Earth, because I studied that whole thing for a good portion of my life. The Agartha network, the subterranean cities, those are all real. The surface population doesn't know that. Some of the people here might understand that, but the majority of billions of people have no idea what that is.
So then I asked her a question. I go, how do they go from the center of the Earth to where we are? I go, that's pretty obvious. You have giant holes in the middle in your planet all over the place. You got a big ocean. That's where they come from.
Yeah. We have the North and South Pole. That's the main entrances. But there are even entrances all over the world, in mountains and different places, where people can go into. Well, they can't just go into it. Tibet has Tibetan monks that are actually guarding a main entrance in Tibet in the mountains. It's an entrance into the inner Earth, and they guard it, and nobody can just go in there. They're there to guard it.
The one in Vietnam.
Oh, I would suspect in Vietnam, in the jungles somewhere up, there's some there's been ancient Cambodian structures that were in the mountains. I've seen documentaries about that. So I would suppose that would be true, that there should be entrances somewhere in remote areas.
The biggest thing that made me hush, she goes, and she leans to me, the tall white, she leans to me and goes, they're walking among you right now. You just don't know this.
That's because they're operating at a higher frequency. And yes, I said earlier, as you can walk down the street of a small New England town, and where you live, or New York City or London, you can have space people walking by you, but they're operating in a slightly higher vibration. Although, as we keep going up in vibration, we'll eventually be at their vibration and we'll see each other. And that's going to be happening pretty soon too.
I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going on. There's so much going on here that she said, yeah, you've got beings traveling from the past into the future, and the future to the past, because they need certain things, and this and that, and the shady deals with the government, what they're doing to the people. And I go, well, why aren't you guys doing anything as well? Because if we would sit here and hold everybody's hand, then they wouldn't learn and experience the things they need to do.
That's right. She's right. Right, Brim? She's right, because we have to not have our hands held. That's what I try to teach here on encounters, we have to activate ourselves. We have to be that cosmic being on Earth. We have to learn how to connect with our star family, and not, wait for them to hold our hands and take us and say, oh, clean our water, clean our, advance our planet. No, that's not the way it works, folks. We're the ones who have to be the ones that are going to make our Earth a new Earth, not them.
And the biggest thing that she said to me, she says, they walk among you and you really don't understand. She goes, the funniest part is, you don't need to go to space. Everything you need, all your answers are on Earth. They're on that planet. If you can get down to the bottom of the ocean, if you can get down to the bottom of the ocean, you can make it into the space easy.
And not only that, it's not about just getting to the bottom of the ocean, right, Brim? It's about you have to work on your human self to wake up your galactic consciousness, and we have billions of people on Earth, right? So we have a lot of work to do. We have billions of human beings that have yet to even connect with where the higher self is. their galactic consciousness, meditation, centering themselves. A lot of work to be done, right?
Yeah, and she said also, she said make sure you tell this to them. She said the most important thing is humans got to stop thinking with this.
Yes, that's
Because
right. That's absolutely correct.
it leads you to trouble, and it gives you the negative thoughts and negative energy, and you get confused. When you use your heart, your gut, and your soul, you'll find the answers within yourself. So when you have that feeling, you feel that energy going through you, that positive energy, then you know it's the right thing to do. And that is what humans need to do. So they can ascend into that higher level, that higher plane of existence. Humans have to evolve.
Right. And the way we evolve, right, is we've been always taught as kids, you, I, and every generation, we're taught to use this, our brain. This is always taught to you. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a brain. I'm not attacking a human brain because we all have one. But we have more than a brain. We have a cosmic consciousness that we have to tap into. If you tap into the brain and read a book, and I read a book on math or a book on psychology or a book on history, yeah, I'll get the information. My brain will retain it like a computer. But that doesn't help me advance my cosmic self or even know what my cosmic self is. When you go from the brain, as Brim is saying, to the heart, we're not talking about the physical heart. We're talking about the higher self, the heart, the light spirit, the light being within you. You have more than just the outer appearance of a human being. Everyone watching this show, believe it or not, if you learn to connect with the higher self, not the brain like Brim is talking about, you can elevate to that frequency of contact into a spiritual galactic consciousness, so to speak.
And she said, why do you think humans use 10% of their brain? In order to lock the brain, you have to unlock your heart, then you can unlock the rest of the intelligence in your brain.
Right, because it's all connected. Everything's connected. But we don't realize it, right? We separate everything. That's what we do.
And that's the problem. There's too much separation in us and inside of us and the rest of humanity.
Right.
To come together. She goes, why do you think things happen in threes? There's your answer. Threes. Trinity. There's always a three.
But I heard a woman's voice just now. Was there somebody speaking in your house? Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Did anybody just hear a voice? Okay, hold on a minute. Don't say anything. Things do happen here. I swear it was coming from your room. I heard a voice. I heard the voice. Everybody here heard the voice. I swear I heard it. Does anybody remember what the voice said? Because I'm going to have to go back to the recording. What did the voice say? Did anybody catch the Brim? Don't even say a word. I swear just now, as you said something, I heard a voice. You heard a cough? I heard something. I was starting to doze. All right, we'll leave it at that, Brim. We're at 87.5. I want to get everybody to get us to 100,000 before 1 a.m. 100,000 at 87.5. Everybody tap the screen. We're so close to 100,000 likes. 87.5 now. I'm telling you, man, I heard that.
I get it all the time. I sometimes I tune it out. There's this.
Well, I got my ear pods on. I heard everything just now. I swear. Everybody watching this show I heard a female voice saying something just as you were talking about that other stuff. I heard a female voice. I am absolutely certain. Me too, as a woman. I think it was the woman from the spaceship.
It probably could be.
No, I think it was the woman from the spaceship. Okay, I'm going to do a test here. I can't believe I'm going to do this with you on the air, but I'm going to go and so I'm going to do this right now. Brim, is the woman that just spoke, are you from the spaceship at Brim's house? Are you a Christed being of light at Brim's house? Are you the woman that took him on the spaceship? Are you a woman who took him on the spaceship? Are you a space being, the woman with the blonde hair that just spoke? I'm not hearing anything. I test things here. I had to do that because of what I heard. I had to do that.
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry, Brim. That's just threw me off. I was interviewing you, and all of a sudden I heard a woman's voice. It says it's 100% a woman. Sounded like a gentle laughter. So one person's psychic dream says the woman sounded like she was like a gentle laughter, like a nice laughter. Thank you, Chris, for the fire. I don't. Let me explain something here. Ever since I've done this show, I don't know what's ever going to happen here. I put a protection on the show. I put a Christ of protection before I go on the air, when I go on the air. This whole show, this whole location where my studio is in my house is protected. And I clear all the frequencies of energy in this house after I go off because I attract a lot of light. I attract everything because of my amped up frequency here. So I have to do even more things after I get off of here. I have to clear all the energies out and bring the Ashtar Command here with angelic beings to clear every part of the building here. I have to do that every time I'm on after I'm off the air. You don't know that because my energy field is so bright that it's attracting everything.
I told you before, I get them all the time, and I'm like, I hear things and I get things here, and I know they're there because I can feel their presence. They're always there. Just like they never leave my side.
Well, let me ask you a question. I want you right now to do me a favor. You're physically there. I want you to say to the woman that just spoke in my house, are you the Pleiadian? Are you the space being that took me on the ship? I want you to say it, not me.
Are you the Pleiadian that took me to the spaceship? Are you here in this room?
Do you have a dog?
Nope.
Do you have a dog? Did everybody just hear that? Okay, hold on a second. Did everybody just hear that?
I'm gonna go look around my house. This is creeping me out.
Okay, you do that. So while he's doing that, we want to get to 100,000 likes. There's no CGI on here. I don't use any audio things. I don't play any games on my show. This is happening right now during the show in his location, not mine. Okay, did anyone hear what she said? Let me just see. Don't say anything, Brim. What did the response from what he asked? Did anybody hear what the response was? She said yes, she was from the ship. Did she say yes, she was the Pleiadian woman from the ship? I don't want to project my own thoughts on this. Okay, so the response was the Pleiadian woman responded yes, she's from the ship. So she must be invisible in your house somewhere.
I told you they were here.
Okay. And again, I'm not making final conclusions. I'm asking the audience, because if the majority of people hear the same thing, that gives us a little documented knowledge. This show is being recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News, by tomorrow morning. All the shows, you've missed any of our shows, you can watch it there. So, yeah. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're at 97,000. I want to hit 100,000. So we've got 253 people on here. Everybody follow my show. Follow me. If you're not following me, do that. Follow each other. We're at 97.4. Let's get to 100,000 right a little bit by 1 o'clock if possible. We can do it. We can do it in 2 minutes. Hey, Brim, I want to thank you, man. You have such a story, and this is the first chapter of an incredible story. You've been an amazing guest, and I appreciate it so much. Really.
No problem.
Everybody thank Brim for being. I want everyone to thank Brim for coming on here and sharing it as a contactee. Incredible story. Really.
And my name means Brim is free. And
Brim is free. I like that.
Came from her. She said, "Name yourself that." And when I looked it up, it was a Morai. It was in Morai. You'll find it in my
Morai.
YouTube, on my TikTok. You'll find all my information there about what I am and what the word means.
Great. And so just to refer people, just to make short, Brim is an actual contactee. We're not talking about dreams or channeling or whatever. He was taken for 4 hours by a Pleiadian woman in a blue space outfit, and then he came back after 4 hours with all this information.
Actually,
Hey,
taken
Brim,
three
thanks.
times.
3 times. We're gonna have you with second chapter of your story. The next time we're on live, you're definitely welcome back. You know, it's just too much, not enough time to share the second chapter, but we'll get to the second time you were taken. Then I want to know what happened to the second time. So we'll leave people kind of guessing on that one too, including myself. Hey, Brim, take care, man. Thank you for being on here.
Have a good
All right.
day.
You too, man. It's been a pleasure. And if that woman comes back,
Yeah.
okay, if that woman comes back, I'm telling you, I never plan anything on this show. I don't know. It's pretty spontaneous. I never know what's going to happen, folks. But that was pretty amazing that I heard a woman's voice. Everybody on here who's been on here since I had him on heard the woman's voice. And then when he asked the question, the woman speaks again in his house. And she said, yes, she was the woman with the spacesuit on from the Pleiadians. So either she was cloaked or invisible in his house. She responded to the question that he can make this stuff up. That's why this is a show that's out of this world. I've come to the point now where this is a show that's totally out of this world. You're not going to hear this on YouTube. This is never going to happen on Facebook. You know, it could be. It could very well, Jaden, be. But the response was, did the person, when he asked the question, are you the Pleiadian woman? The response was yes. User 880, thank you. Correct? Did everyone hear yes when he asked that question about the Pleiadian woman? Yes or no? If you really were tuned in listening. Okay, see, the majority say yes. So there's no could have beens. He knows what Meriwether says yes as well. Muffled by, but a bunch of yeses for people that were listening. I'm going to go with the yeses because there are more of you saying yes that were listening to it. So I'm going to go with that. See, have questions for you, Commander? She says yes. Jerk of a lot. Who has questions for me? Can you explain? Ashley, the show's going to be on my YouTube channel by tomorrow. I'll download it tonight for tomorrow morning, and it'll be on my YouTube channel for anybody who missed anything. Another amazing and crazy show. You know. Now, understand, I always do protection on this show, so I don't let anything or any energies into my broadcast that are playing hocus pocus. I won't do that. I work in Christ consciousness, and in that level of light, I will not let anything through here to interfere with the show. He doesn't have any animals. That's right. There are no animals, so there's no dog barking. The majority of people said the response from the woman was yes. Ask her more questions. I don't have pets. He doesn't have pets. He just said, Brim just stated he doesn't have any pets. One person says she heard a dog. I would ask Brim, are there any dogs next door? Any people that have dogs, maybe? But, the majority of people said it was a woman's voice that said yes. He said, nobody has dogs next door. So throw the dog thing out the window. There's no dogs. I completely, with my earpods, heard a woman's voice. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Bridget, that's my daughter. Hey, Bridget. Good to see you. She's tuning into my show here tonight. It was a woman's voice. Hey, Bridget, we love you. We send our love to you. Hope you're having a great night. Yeah, it was very interesting. You know, I'm blown away. I'm totally blown away again. You know, whatever's happening to folks, I'm telling you, extraterrestrial, star people, um, there are star people out there, and they can tune into frequencies, and they can tune into any frequency, and they can actually, well, he is a contactee. So the contactee is having a physical encounter tonight with this space woman. She's there. And he's probably, Brim, you're probably going to have communications with her tonight too. Hey, Francis Furries, good night. I'm going to check your message out. After I get off of here, I'm going to do a closing with the angels and the Ashtar Command. I have to do a closing because when I'm on here, I open up a portal, a galactic portal. I need to close it. So we're going to make sure I do that. Rachel Divine, thank you for the heart. Thank you, everyone, for your gifts. We appreciate all the gifts, all the love. Um, yeah, Ashley, don't worry. The show's being recorded. You'll have to watch the whole show when I put it on my YouTube channel. Everybody who missed the whole show, it's Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. Write this down. Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. And I think that does it for me. Thank you for all the gifts. We're at 110,700 likes. Everybody, please follow me. I want every single person to follow me to get me to reach more people through this social medium. Friends with Fairies, thank you for the roses. That's nice. You sent me 2 roses. Thank you, Friends with Fairies. We appreciate that. And Friends with Fairies, you did send me those roses, correct? You sent me those roses, I think. Jackie F., thank you for your roses as well and all the gifting. Thank you, Friends with Fairies. Jackie F., thank you for the roses. Good night, Tiffany. You know, I really do love everybody in this audience. All the new people, Laura J., thank you as well for your roses. As a matter of fact, before I even go, I didn't do this tonight, but I need to do it. I'm pinning the pin up for 5 galaxies. So, Brim, thank you so much for being here. Laura J., thank you for the roses. Now that I have the galaxies up, you have to have over 1,000 TikTok coins to do galaxies. So I would like to get at least 5 galaxies tonight. 5 galaxies. It doesn't matter who it is. Okay? 5 galaxies. We're going, or as you know, I got up to 5 that I put in there. So I'm kind of putting a love request for 5 galaxies. And if you have a lot of TikTok coins, unconditionally give us a galaxy or 2, whatever. So 5 different people do 5 galaxies. That'll definitely be very nice to see happen. Matter of fact, I will sing a song. I have no idea what it'll be, but it'll be a galactic song at the end of the show here. I will sing a song if 5 galaxies happen. So if you want to do 5 galaxies, hey Jeff, when you do your live, you can ask for 5 galaxies. All right, Jeff, when you do a live, whatever that topic might be on TikTok, you can also ask your watchers of your TikTok for galaxies, or it could be lightning bolts, or it could be a fish, whatever it is. Yeah. So if you wish to do any galaxies, I'll sing a song. I want to hear who will commit to a galaxy if I sing a song. Okay. And Lisa, thanks for being here. And we'll see. I will sing a song, and on the honor system, we'll see who does a galaxy. And this song goes out to our galactic friends. Not only am I a talk show host, I used to have a band when I was in college. I was the lead singer of a band. I don't talk about that much, but I will sing a galactic song for everybody before we go off the air. And here's the song. When you come from the stars, you remember everything. When you come to Earth, you don't remember anything. But as you get older and understand, you remember you're not from this land. You come from the stars, as bright as they are. You come here to remember who you are. Who you are is from the stars. Galactically speaking, you might be from Mars, or you become from Venus to Saturn or Pluto. That might just be you. But remember this song, I'll sing it along. You come from the stars, that is very far. That's my song. Now that I sang that short song that I just made up, are there any galaxies out there? Are there any galaxies? There must be some galaxies. Now, if you don't know how to use your gifts that TikTok gives you with your coins that you accumulated, all the coin accumulations on TikTok coins, you can do a galaxy. I got something. Friends of Furries did something beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Friends of Furries. Now, can anybody beat that? That's the question. Can anybody beat that gift? Jackie F just did a galaxy. Thank you, Jackie F. You're beautiful. Well, everyone's beautiful. Can anybody beat Jackie F's galaxy? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's 207 people here. I don't even know how many have TikTok coins. Mindful Passion. Thank you. Thank you for the 4 roses. I'm going to have to put that in water. We appreciate that. That's all right, Stella Bell. You're cool. If you don't have any TikTok coins, you're cool. But if you have the TikTok coins, okay, use that 1,000 TikTok coins to do a galaxy or whatever you want to do. You might want to do a lightning bolt or you might want to do a teddy bear. But we're going to be signing out here. It's like 1:12 a.m. in the morning. I want to really thank everybody for all their support for the show. Stay tuned tomorrow morning. We'll be on live on WESUFM.org, NPR Pacifica Radio with my show. Hey, Jackie, thank you. Cosmic Eye Radio, Astro Command Radio. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here with us. Thank you, user 880. And our show in the morning, Mindful Passion, thank you. Our show in the morning is worldwide, and also we broadcast on TikTok. So I broadcast my radio show on TikTok. So that starts at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 9:30 Mountain, and 9:30 Mountain, and 8:30 if you're on the West Coast. 3:30 if you're in Australia. So there you go. All right, man. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. This is CmdrAleon, the Encounters host. We'll catch you again tomorrow night. Take care. Oh, thank you, Mindful Passion. Good night, Tiffany. Good night, Clifford. Everybody, take care. Oh, whoever gave me that, thank you. Hanging Lights, thank you.